Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This will get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock with mixed news about how the world's factories are faring. First up today, we need to report that the closely watched US ISM factory PMI undershot expectations, and those expectations were for a contraction anyway. Weak new order flows and production levels were behind the dour result. They say almost every component is contracting and that customers are letting their inventory shrink. Costs and prices are rising, however, although at a slower pace. They've been held up by own gold tariff taxes. In China, their factory sector is still expanding, although at a slower pace, according to the S&P Global Private Factory PMI. New orders from domestic customers rose, but new export orders fell at their fastest pace since May. The similar official survey had this sector contracting too. And the same S&P Global Factory PMIs for Taiwan, Korea and Malaysia all contracted, even if only slightly. But this measure for Indonesia turned more positive. In Vietnam, the upturn was sharp, hitting a 15-month high. But the S&P Global Factory PMI for Australia is sounding a bit more of a warning for October. It recorded its first fall in manufacturing output in 4 months, driven by the fastest retreat in new orders since December 2024. Employment headcounts declined for the first time since February. And staying in Australia, household spending is rising only at about the rate of household inflation. And it'll be inflation's rise that'll be at the heart of what analysts will be looking at in this afternoon's RBA rate review. Markets don't expect any change from the 3.6% cash rate target, but they do want to see how the central bank plans to tackle their resurgent inflation threat. Globally, we should note that the 12-member CPTPP is about to grow again. Costa Rica is in the final stages of joining, and now both the Philippines and the UAE have applied, which will take this group up to 15 members. It seems that multilateralism is far from dead. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 4.11%, up a basis point from yesterday at this time. And the price of gold will start today at $4,007 an ounce, up $6 from yesterday. And American oil prices are up 50 cents. They're just on $61.50 a barrel, while the international Brent price is just over $65 a barrel now. And the Kiwi dollar is now at just under 57.1 US cents, down almost 20 basis points from yesterday. Against the Aussie, we're down more than 10 basis points at 87.3 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're also down 20 basis points at 49.5 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just under 61.7 and down 10 basis points from yesterday. You can get more news about the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.